Hello guys, happy Sunday. I thought I'd do a really quick vlog because I'm obviously filming a lot more this week. I'm actually filming after work and it's really late. Haven't had any dinner yet. Currently running a bath because I am tired. But if you've been keeping up with my vlogs, you will know I am in fact very pregnant. I'm currently 22 weeks and things are pretty good and I feel very blessed to have made it to 22 weeks and just count my lucky stars that we're in this situation. I feel so excited and so happy, and it's what I have manifested and journaled about for the past few months. So yeah, really happy to be here. But I thought I'd do a brief update, a little overview of first trimester, an overview of second trimester so far, and then yeah, just fill you in if you are interested in first pregnancies and people going through pregnancy, which I have been for ages. I always watch vlogs on this. So in October, that was when we found out I was pregnant. It was very overwhelming. We didn't really plan on getting pregnant so quickly, so it was just huge. Like, it was a massive shock, and we kept it quiet until our very first midwife appointment, which we had about 10 weeks, which was so hard. The first trimester was one of the hardest things I have ever done. I got a lot of the typical symptoms. I wasn't sick, thankfully. I am so grateful I wasn't throwing up every day. First 6 weeks, no symptoms at all. I was like, am I even pregnant? I did about 1,000 pregnancy tests just to confirm, because I was like, this is wild. I was scared for like my next period in case it come and like I wasn't actually pregnant. It was just like a false test. But yeah, first 6 weeks I felt really, really good. And then I got to about week 8 and things really started to change. That's when everything smelled putrid, literally putrid. And I felt sick all day, every day. And I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was extremely tired. I was sleeping for like 10 hours, coming home from work, napping. I literally never nap, but I'd nap for like 40 minutes and sleep the whole night through. So that was wild. Food and smells that were disgusting. Coffee. I remember I opened the coffee jar and I literally was gagging. I was like, that is so bad. Garlic was disgusting. Absolutely hated anything strong with like a really strong flavour. Weird things. I mean, I think perfume and aerosols are really common. So perfume, aftershaves, disgusting. I hated every single one. All the shower gels had to be plain. Hand soap was awful. Some really weird ones were the dishwasher, but once it had clean stuff in it. So when everything had been cleaned, that smell was just awful. And the oven, I cleaned the oven, I'm not kidding, I think I cleaned the oven every single week, like deep cleaned it, and it just stunk. Like when I was preheating the oven, the whole room to me was just awful. Even just like walking in my flat, like the smell of my flat, which was clean, smelled disgusting. I've just remembered actually, there was one night, because I didn't know what I wanted to eat. Like I just wanted plain, like plain pasta, a plain bit of chicken, nothing flavoured. So my meals were really weird. I'll actually pop some pictures in of some of the really weird meals that I ate. And if you have been watching my vlogs, you'll know that I love cooking and everything is really heavily seasoned. So my meals were weird. But one night Sam was cooking sausages and bacon and I literally had to come into the bedroom, barricade the door and be like, don't come in, because the smell was so gross. I just couldn't even sit anywhere near where the smell was coming from, and our flat's quite small, so that was gross. But at about 8 weeks, I was really unwell. I had a whole weekend where I just laid down. I thought I had a stomach bug. And then I thought maybe it's trapped wind because I had all this pain under here, which if you've been following, you would understand that I've been talking about it all the time. I had really, really bad digestion. That went on for a very long time and I eventually booked in with a doctor who gave me omeprazole. Omeprazole is an anti-acid, which actually makes you have less stomach acid, which then made my digestion even harder. Trialed it for 5 weeks, not really knowing what omeprazole was, then did my research, realised it definitely wasn't helping me at all, and started a whole food diary to figure out if there was any foods that were really triggering this digestion thing for me. I know in pregnancy digestion is worse because your hormones like relax all of that area in your body, but it was extreme. Like I couldn't eat anything, and like the rest of the first trimester I barely ate. There was days where I was eating like nothing because I just couldn't digest. It felt like I was eating glass. So that was like the hardest part for me, because mentally I feel really strong, I feel really confident, I feel very excited to move into this part of my life. I feel very ready to be a mum. I'm really excited to do this with Sam, my partner. He's just a dream. I couldn't imagine anyone better to be the dad to my baby. I just, like, to me, this is gonna be so cringy, but Sam is just the kindest, most lovely, amazing person I have ever met, and to have another version of that is like absolutely magical. And yeah, like that whole mental side, I feel absolutely fantastic. And then it was these other symptoms that weren't so much pregnancy that were really affecting me. And then I had my first scan and everything was really good, really healthy, and I was just so happy that that actually was something there, because why does no one talk about how long you have to wait to get actual medical confirmation that there is a baby growing in you? I had all of these symptoms, but I was still like, you're not showing, and you're just like, is that actually a baby? And you have to wait like 12 weeks for someone to be like, yeah, there's a baby and it's growing and it's fine. That was wild. And then week 13, so going into second trimester, things changed massively. I really noticed that food didn't smell really bad. I didn't have any of these like issues with coffee. Actually, to be fair, tea and coffee at the moment is still a big no. Yeah, so week 13, things really started to change and stuff didn't smell so bad, and I just didn't feel tired anymore, and it was really nice to just kind of have a bit more of a routine. Sam did so much my first trimester. He did all of the cleaning, all of the organising, he did everything. I would literally get home and just lie on the sofa. I never do that. And he did everything for me. He was amazing. I couldn't have asked for someone better to support me through that. And then, like I said, second trimester starts, energy comes back, I'm feeling really good. I start working out. And then about 2 weeks in, just get completely knocked off my feet with really bad chest infection, and you can't take antibiotics for it when you're pregnant. So that threw me off a bit, but it was fine. Like I had time off work and recovered and I was okay. And your immune system's compromised when you're pregnant, so everything is kind of worse. But I was still having these insane digestion issues, and I ended up reaching out to a kinesiologist who treat the body as a whole, and it's like a functional wellness treatment. So they really want to get to the root cause of why this is happening. Obviously, I really needed to see someone that had dealt with pregnant patients, and I found someone, and we did loads of testing, found out that I was sensitive to soy, gluten, wheat, rye, barley, so like all of the things that come under gluten, and I just had to be very careful with refined sugars. So it was an absolute relief to find out what was causing a lot of these digestion issues. Don't get me wrong, I still have heartburn and I still get pretty bad acid reflux, but I mean right now the baby is the size of a small melon, I think, or a kitten if you have that app. So everything's getting crushed. So digestion is naturally going to get worse. But it's been really nice to actually finally be able to eat properly, because I was getting so concerned that I wasn't able to digest. How am I feeding my baby if I'm not feeding myself? It was just a whole cycle. And 2 weeks ago we had the 20-week scan, and we actually had a bit of a scare with our 20-week scan, and I was really knocked back for a day or so because we found out during my scan that I have 2 placentas and the baby wasn't attached to either of them. So I was just freaking out. Luckily, my little baby is growing really well and it's really healthy and there was no concern. But when a midwife says to you they've never seen this on a scan before and your baby's not attached to a placenta, you freak out. So even though my scan had actually gone very well, measurements were measuring exactly how they needed, and they told me all of these positive things. They were saying the baby was like a model baby, and I don't mean look like a model, I meant they were just being really good. And then they called me back in, and I think just being called back into a midwife's office is really scary. And I got referred to a hospital that deals with unusual births. So I was so upset and terrified when we came home. I slept all afternoon just from exhaustion, and it was really tough. I had to wait 5 days for the results to come back, and thankfully the hospital said they weren't concerned. I am going to be monitored a little more closely just to make sure baby is growing as it should be, just because it's really hard to explain. I don't understand it that much myself. There's 2 placentas and there's a membrane connecting the placentas in the middle. So the placenta is what gives your baby oxygen and food, and my baby's connected to the membrane, which is connected to both placentas. And I think the risk with this is they can have a low birth weight, or you may have to have a cesarean and have the baby earlier. I haven't been told I have to have a cesarean yet, but I will find out at either my 28 or 36-week scan, probably a 36-week scan, just depending on how my baby's doing. But that was so scary, and it's so strange when you're pregnant. You just, all you care about is them. You just want them to be safe. You don't care about yourself at all. You just want to do everything you can to keep them safe, and it's so scary having unusual or sad news about your baby and not understanding it because you're not a medical profession. So that was really scary, but it was the biggest relief to find out that they were not concerned. And I also felt very relieved that I was having 2 extra scans. So from week 20 to week 40, you have no scans. And I know there's quite a few people that opt out of having any intervention, is that what it's called? They don't have any scans or tests done at all, because they don't want any interference. And I understand that. But for me, for being a first-time mum, I just want to know that they are okay, and having 2 extra scans has really put me at ease and made me feel really excited. Like, it's nice to know in less than 8 weeks I'm gonna see them again, and I feel very subconsciously, I feel very positive about everything, and I don't feel concerned. And I feel when you know your body so well, you understand when things maybe aren't going so well. I don't know, but yes, that's how it's gone so far. Second trimester has been a lot better. Digestion is getting better, and my baby seems to be growing really well. And I will update you and share any other pregnancy bits and bobs as I go along, but I thought I'd better do a little update, as I did just drop a bomb of a video and then say nothing about it. But thank you guys for coming to my channel. If you enjoy my stuff, please give a like, let me know. I'll be posting a lot more during December, and I'll be posting a load of gluten-free things as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming, and I will catch you on Tuesday hopefully for what I eat in a day video. Bye!